Ooh. Morning guys, Cliff here. So beautiful morning up at the patch, and I'm going to have another go at the Pfalz, and I've increased the lead in the nose. I think that could be the answer. There's barely a breath of wind, so I'll get the battery in. I'll see you up at the patch. Wind's picking up now guys. It's what's that? Oh dear, it's picking up. Oh gosh, look at that. Still exciting times. Let's get this runway out. I know I could hand launch it, but I want to give it a go off the wheels, so let's see. Wish me luck guys, here we go. Right, wind's dropped a little bit. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. That's no better, was it? That was quite exciting. I think it might just have survived. Oh no, it hasn't. Crack the tissue. Go. Ooh. 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 Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh well. Power off. Back to Repair City with that one, I'm afraid. I'll get there, you know I'll get there, but it's balancing in just in front of the point it says on the plan now, so I don't get it. Oh well, back to the drawing board. Hi guys, Cliff here. So following that little bit of video you probably just watched, the only damage to the Pfalz was the covering, top and bottom. The wing flexed and it just cracked the tissue. So I've just taken it off and I'm just going to have a go at replacing the bottom tissue. I'm going to go without the cling film on the repair, see what happens. And I've had to put little bits of wood. Oh, I haven't done it on that one yet. I've still got a little bit of wood to put on this. I'm not going to de-rig it. I'm going to cut the tissue and slide it over where the cable's going and join it on this piece of wood that I've put on. So, but I've got to put one more bit on there, so I'll do that next. Still thinking about what's problem with this little aeroplane. I'm going to go back and check everything as I was advised. The only thing I can check really, I know the wings aren't warped, but I can possibly put in a little bit more washout. I'm sure that'll help a bit. Okie doke, I've got that fixed up. Swap glasses, and I've cut the tissue. No, I haven't cut it properly. I'm going to first of all pop that around there, see if my cunning plan works. What I want to do is to turn the model upside down. We'll get you flying, little folks, don't you worry. I think I'm just going to run some watered down PVA on my applicator like this. And possibly around the corner a little bit. And I might even just run it through the tissue to also get it to stick. Okay, that's the bottom of the wing done. I'm going to do something similar to the top, cut in the tissue around the strings. Maybe I need to launch it on less power and hand launch it. you know, I'm tempted to put in full throttle, taking off, and it's just too much for the airframe. And yet on less throttle it probably wouldn't take off in that length of vinyl I've got down. So less throttle, a nice gentle launch, a bit more washout in the wingtips, centre of gravity still where it is, and we'll get this baby flying, don't you worry. Alright, I've prepared the tissue by cutting slots in the various holes. I've hooked back up the rigging, so it's just a matter of threading it all through. Yeah, wasn't too bad, was it? Okay, there we have it, guys. We'll let that dry and carry on tomorrow. Thanks for checking in, looking in, and wow, got to sort that wheel out. Tissued the wings. I've given it a light coat of water. Got a bit of plastic down. I'm just going to dope the bottom. These wires I'm hoping won't stick to the surface too much, so I'm going to go around the edge. I've thinned it down quite a bit. Okay, I'll let that dry just a little bit, and then I'll turn it over, pin it down, weigh it down and dope it. You can see the original tissue underneath, but that'll help to bind it all together. You won't see it when the dope's dried anyway. I'm going to put washout in, probably with the kettle. So I'll just weigh it down for now. I was looking at this elevator earlier on, thinking actually there's quite a bit of play in there. If it doesn't tighten up, I can always put the second loop onto the other side, which will help things enormously. So I'm gonna have a look at that. It's probably loosened off slightly since I've crashed it a couple of times, flown it a couple of times, Cliff. So I'm not happy with that amount of slop, so we call it, in the wires. So I'm going to look at that. I'll come back. I've given them, so it said 1 coat of dope. I've just stuck the black transfers back on, or not transfers. I'll just dope the bottom half of the wing. So I'm just going to dope the top half, and I'll weigh it down and let it dry and see how it looks. So this is the second coat of dope. Hasn't got on too bad. There we are. So the dope has just about dried. Well, it has dried easily. The repair is looking a little bit rough there in this light. And she's ready to come off the board. I've got to repair the wheel. I think I will, as I said earlier, I think I will extend that extra horn in there to give it a little bit more positive throw on the elevator, and we'll be ready to try again. Woohoo! Okay, so let's remove it from the table, see if it's stuck. Oh, it's broke away really nice. I don't look too bad. Not as good as the original, but the black showing through quite nicely. I don't need to paint that in, so I think I can safely say I can put the rigging back on and call that a done deal. Now let's have a look at that elevator linkage. That is just too slack, I think. I'm not happy with that. Let's look at the servo. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect up the other elevator horn. That could be affecting it, so I'm going to put in more thread down to there. I'll come back to you later on. Thanks for watching. Okay, she's ready for another flight. The tissue is tightened up okay on the wing, top and bottom. The wheel has been repaired, the undercarriage straightened, and I've added an extra control loop on the elevator to give it a little bit more, well, I don't know, it was just seemed a little bit vague after it settled down a bit, so I've added a closed loop on each side even though they're connected. So that's made the elevator really firm. She's ready for another go. My plan is hand launch on half power, and I've also increased the washout in the wings, so that's all I can do. So next video will be me hand launching it. Ooh.